Welcome to the Girl Dad Show.
Welcome to the Girl Dad Show, a professional parenting podcast. Each month, I interview entrepreneurs, leaders, and professionals who are balancing parenthood, life, and profession in the hopes to learn what it takes to be an amazing professional parent. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Girl Dad Show. Today is a Girl Dad Talk where I get to talk to you a little bit about my professional journey and where I'm at as a professional parent, building my businesses and my career while I also navigate parenthood and to be the best dad that I can be. The update here is that it is now Christmas time, and I cannot wait to celebrate Christmas with my girls and get some downtime. It has been a really, really fun and tremendous year, just riddled with a lot of experiences, both good and bad, and a lot of life lessons and a lot of learns, both as a professional building different business entities and growing myself professionally, but also growing as a parent. It has been just a tremendous experience watching my girls grow up this year. I feel like they both have really exploded from the little kids and babies that they are into these awesome little children that have these loud things to say, articulate their personalities, and really figuring out, who they are in this world. And it's been an incredible joy to see where they are today, and even just like where they were in January of this year. And just like watching these old videos of them growing up has been so heartwarming and also kind of sad. Like I get a little bit sad about it as well, because they were so small and cute and nice, and they're still nice, but they definitely have a lot more negotiation skills, and they're starting to get a little quirky with their little personalities and starting to really develop and explore who they are. And that's been tremendously fun, but very, very different. And it's very, very exciting for me to be able to spend a lot of quality time with them in the next few weeks here. The last couple of weeks of December, I am working a little bit less, and I'm going to be spending a lot more time with them. And it's going to be really, really good and fun to wrap up the year with my girls. Christmas this year is going to be fun. We're going to stay in Austin, and we are going to celebrate as a family. My best friend Kevin is coming over with his husband, and they will be spending Christmas with us. They were supposed to come over for Thanksgiving, and we weren't able to do that. And so we will do Christmas together, which is really great. And I'm really glad they're not flying out to visit their family for Christmas, because I was not expecting that. And that's a very pleasant surprise, because we are, really excited to have them and host them and celebrate with them. And then for me, just coming from a really big family, it is kind of weird and has been very strange for me to celebrate Christmas without, a community. And so I'm really, really grateful for them to be joining us this Christmas, and then getting to celebrate it with my family and really having a great time. And then at the end of the year, we will be flying into San Francisco to visit my family and stay with my parents. And it's a really big deal. My kids have not seen their grandparents, or at least my parents, in 2 years. So since we moved here, the kids have not seen my parents at all, and my parents haven't seen my kids in the last 2 years. So the pandemic has really done a number on a lot of different things and a lot of different facets of our life. But this was one of those things that I was really, really upset about the most, and really bummed out. And for, time constraints, we get busy with life and school, and then we just never prioritized it. And so we're finally making that a priority now, almost 2+ years later. And it'll be really great to get to introduce them to our kids again, because they're completely different people now that they're a little bit older. And I'm so excited for them to kind of learn about them in their 2-year+ growth spurt, and just their mental acuity and their ability to have a real conversation with them now, and really show them their new personalities and all the things that they're learning. And so it's going to be really, really great. I do wish that in the new year, I really focus a lot more on spending time with my parents, and also Amy's parents, right? Getting a lot more time in, and really trying to be a lot more deliberate about how much time we can get with our parents and our kids. And just really like thinking about my mortality, and as I start planning for, what my retirement looks like, and all these other things over the last few months, I'm realizing, more and more that I need to spend as much time as I can with my parents and just making sure that I get those numbers in, because if you don't prioritize it, it won't happen. And if you don't track it, it won't improve. And so I really want to be a lot more deliberate about the number of times that we try to see our parents, and especially with our kids, and really making sure our kids know who their grandparents are, and vice versa. And so I'm very excited about the holidays. I'm excited about the downtime that's going to come. And I'm really, really excited about this new trajectory that I'm going to be heading into in this new year. And it's not so much a New Year's resolution as it is more of a pivot in kind of my direction and where I want to go. And I think the big thesis that I've come across is that I am definitely going to take a full-time job. I already actually have. I just haven't announced it yet. So this is kind of a prelude to the announcement that's coming in January. I'm very excited to share where I'm going with you. And I am going to pivot the consulting business to be more service business based. And it's going to be less lucrative, but I think I'm ready for it. I think I'm ready for, following my passions and following my heart versus having to, try to optimize for cash to, invest in these passive income streams, right? Because I think I have enough built that I can actually now afford to slow down my thesis and do this a little bit slower. So instead of trying to do all of this by 45, I think I can do this by 47. And I'm very comfortable with that. And that's really the big epiphany this year, is that my goals were too aggressive, and it was missing a lot of things that I want to keep incorporating in my life. And I want to change that dial a little bit to spend more time with my family and my health. And I'm sure I'm still 10 times more psychotic and crazy than the average person. But I want to dial that down to maybe 6 or 7, and build just a little bit less so that I can incorporate more stuff with my kids and my family and myself. And that's not to say that I'm going to go, slow down per se. I think the average person will think I'm still going very, very fast, but I'll know I'll be slowing down. And I think that it's an okay decision to make, and I'm very comfortable making that decision. And I think it's really important for me to adjust my goals and plans. And it's not like me failing per se, but I think that I'm just adjusting it based on what I'm learning about myself. And that's part of, I think, growing up and getting older and having kids that are getting older, and realizing that these moments are getting more and more fleeting. And the time that I'm spending with them is also becoming more strained, because I'm so overwhelmed with businesses and ideas and projects and this and that, the quality of the time I can feel is deteriorating as well too. And that's not okay, because I'd much rather spend, a couple of hours that are high quality with them than, a lot of hours that are low quality. But I also want to spend a lot of hours that are high quality with them. And that was the whole point of all of this stuff to begin with. And so I don't want to miss the mark of the main point of being a really great dad, and also being a really great business professional, right? And so I still don't know if I've cracked the code on how to do both really well, but I have been having a lot of fun documenting the journey through this podcast. And I had a lot of fun interviewing really successful people over this year, and asking them how they're navigating parenthood and business building and professional building. So I'm going to continue this journey next year, and I'm really excited that you've joined me thus far. And I hope you're enjoying yourself listening to my story and on all the stories of people that I've interviewed. I have some amazing guests lined up, and I'm really, really excited for you to hear more perspectives on, career and parenting and how to do well in both. I have some really interesting dynamic people that I'll be joining, and I'm getting better and better at understanding what I want to do with this podcast and how it feeds my soul, but also my mind. And I hope it feeds yours as well. And other than that, I will say I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope that the year has been wonderful for you, and you find time to spend with your family, and you take this podcast as your permission to be grateful for what you have, and really to think about what you want to do in the new year, and really try your best to design your life and figure out, instead of inheriting what the world gives you, hopefully this helps you this year to, think about what you want to design for yourself next year, and really change the things that you can change that are in your control to, help you increase the chances of getting the outcomes that you want. And for me, that's the one big thing that I'm going to take into the new year is I'm going to stop worrying about the recession. I'm going to stop worrying about what is going to happen and planning things and mitigating risk and de-risking things quite as much. I mean, I'll never be able to stop because I just love following things and learning things, but I'm going to definitely really focus again, double down and really sharpen my sword on this concept of only focusing on what you can control and being really good at that, right? Like focusing on the operational rigor of repeating and doing the things that you know are the right things to do, surrounding yourself with the right people, disciplining yourself with, working out and eating right, spending time with your kids, spending time for yourself, all the things that you can do to sharpen your sword. And then the outcomes will come, and the reality is like, it's better to be focused on what you can control and do all the right things for you that will yield those outcomes, because the outcomes will come more consistently versus like trying to get these outsized outcomes. You focus on those outsized outcomes, you may hit it, but you won't hit it consistently. And I think the goal here is to figure out a way to, live a simpler life and do those things over and over and have good discipline around positive things that can impact your life, and expect that those outcomes will come more consistently. And I think that'll help my mental health, and it'll help my professional success. Actually, I think it'll be more successful that way. And then lastly, by keeping things very simple like that, I actually think I'll have higher quality of time with my kids, and I'll also have more time with my kids. And so all a plus and a win. And I'm very, very excited to wrap up this year. And I wish you a very, very happy holidays. And I hope you also have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's as well. And I will talk to you in the new year with all the new things that I have planned, and I'll dive deeper into those things as well. With that, I bid you adieu and a happy new year. Wishing you a wonderful 2022, and excited to hear what you guys are all going to work on in 2023, and super excited to share with you what I'm working on in 2023. Thank you for all of your support this year and following along on the Girl Dad Show. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And if you can, please share, like, and comment, and tell me what you want to hear more of. And please share it with another parent that you think this may be useful for, or another business entrepreneur that this may be useful for. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. Thank you for listening to the Girl Dad Show. Did you know that our website is full of really fun products, like the shirt I'm wearing? Visit thegirldadshow.com to shop our t-shirts, hats, mugs, and more. And follow our social channels to hear about our latest sales.